Hey, what's going on? It's Kylee Roman, your host of The Scene, and today we've got like a hella special episode for you, okay? Because not only do we have a couple guest hosts, we've got a couple of bands from out of town, which is something that we don't typically do, but today we're loving that we did it because you got Michael Charles, who is Australian, from Chicago. Like, I don't even know how that works, but dude is so good at what he does. He does the blues, and he does it so well. Maybe even better than B.B. King. I don't know. I didn't say it. But then you've also got Little Crow. They got a special place in my heart because they're from my hometown, Vancouver. Love these guys. You're going to want to check it out. Just so talented, unreal. We've got an interview, a couple songs for you. Check it out on The Scene.
I'll start out with something that nobody knows. I'll give you a story the way that I've grown. My childhood was simple, but I found it hard when I played my guitar. Nobody listened to my heart. I played those blues so early. Nobody heard the tune. I played the chords my daddy taught me, and now I play them for you. The day I got married, it turned my course. Had 2 children, but a house of course. The day we parted, left it all behind, but I kept on playing. But my heart went wild, played the blues so early. Nobody heard the tune. I play the chords my daddy taught me, and now I play them for you. Now I live alone, no place to call home. Living like a gypsy from town to town. Life's been a journey, fighting constantly. Keep on trying till I find my destiny. Play those blues so early. Nobody heard the tune. I play the chords my daddy taught me, and now I play them for you. gonna play them for you. That's all I need to do, yeah. Ain't got no money, ain't got no time, ain't got nobody to draw me a line. Smoke too many cigarettes, and I love my wine. I had your love, but I left it behind. Everybody thinking, everybody's got a road to go. Most times we got it. All you need is to know. You're being crazy. You're being bad. Not knowing what to do. Feeling so sad. A long time running. I can't run no more. You see I've fallen, I won't fall anymore. Everybody thinking, everybody's got a road to go. Most times we got it. All you need is to know.
So you know how a little bit earlier I was talking about Michael Charles and how I was like, yo, how did this Australian dude come to America, get to Chicago? We got our guest host Kylee, who's gonna figure that out on the scene.
Actually, in 1989, I got the invite to go to the States by the legendary Mr. Buddy Guy and his management, and I think 6 or 7 months passed, and then we ended up coming to the States, and we did a 2-week stint there. Well, I did a 2-week stint, and went back to Australia, and it kind of hit me. I had a really good career in Australia. It was all rocking and going well, and I thought, man, I feel like it's unfinished business in the States. So packed my bags and went back for a 6-month thing, and then those 6 months turned into a year, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and 28, 29
Still
years
trucking.
later. I'm in the States, the Chicago's home, and just keep traveling all around the US, and I do a lot in Canada too now. So it's there's no looking back. It's just, you don't know where life takes you. It's if you just go with the flow, life will just take you where it wants to take you.
Could you tell me a little bit about your time in Chicago when you first got there? How was the scene, you know, and how that influenced your music from there?
When I finally came to the States, and I found myself on stage with guys like, you know, the late and great Junior Wells and Eddie Clearwater. I ended up going on the road with Jimmy Dawkins and Buddy Guy, and I'm like, wow, I only knew these guys on record albums, on their, you know, pictures, and here they are, they're walking and breathing, and they're the real deal. Yeah. So it was a real education for me, and it just kind of went from there. As I said, I don't think about things too much. If life takes you somewhere, just go with it, go with the flow.
Kind of like your music, like, you know, blues allows you just to go with the flow and to explore it, and, you know, sometimes it's really rocky, sometimes you can be really like emotionally sort of like let it seep in.
You can play a song, you know, tonight, you know, and then play it again tomorrow night, and it's going to be like a whole different song. I drive my band nuts because it all comes from what I'm feeling, and the feel, you know, as human beings, we don't feel the same every day.
That's true.
So your music comes out from your feeling, you know.
Right.
So
and you've had a prolific production, you know, so many albums. I've read online that you've had like 30 albums in 30 years. And I wanted to ask you about how you felt your evolution of music has come through that time, and if it's sort of changed.
Sometimes we're just cruising down the highway, going to the next town, and a song of mine will pop up on the iPod, you know, and it might be one of my songs that I wrote in my early days, and then another one will pop up that I wrote, you know, from the last album. And it just hits me too how my songwriting's changed. But I've never tried to change with the times or say, well, I wrote like that in the 70s now, you know, in...
Well, it's a different time now,
now
so you're going to be a different person.
In 2000 and whatever, and it's like, I never tried to keep up with the times or the Joneses, as you want to put it, and I think it's just a natural progression to change.